update this morning. The NYPD now says they have identified the man wanted for assaulting actor Steve Buscemi. Now, according to investigators, he is 50-year-old Clifton Williams. Police say Buscemi was punched in the face last week while just walking in Kips Bay. Police are still searching for Williams, and assaults like this have become more frequent throughout the city. According to the NYPD's felony, assaults are up 15% year to date, while misdemeanor assaults year to date are up by about 7%. So why does this trend show no sign of stopping, and what can be done about it? Joining us to further discuss the ongoing assaults, and CBS law enforcement contributor and former deputy commissioner with the NYPD, Richard Esposito. Richard, good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, so looking back at your time with the NYPD, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of random attacks throughout the years. It just feels like we're talking a lot about them each and every day here. A tourist was recently stabbed in Times Square. Just this morning, we're reporting on a stabbing outside of McDonald's on the Lower East Side. So let me ask you this. What is it about this uptick in crime, or is there really not a significant uptick? We're just hearing about it more due to the proliferation of people with phones and being able to make up for these accounts and report them more frequently than in the past.
You know, Chris, that's a very good way to put it, a very balanced way. We're seeing a spike for sure, and that's not a trend, but they're random. They're not connected. Remember in the past, there were kind of punches in the face to people, but that was a social media trend where these things were posted. These are really unconnected. An 11-year-old child in Harlem, Steve Buscemi in Midtown, a young man in Chelsea. So they're very challenging kinds of incidents, this group, the random ones, because they challenge the tools police have for public safety. They're not predictable. We are seeing an uptick, but that doesn't mean, and of course that's scary to all of us, but it doesn't mean it's a trend that's going to continue.
I know what you were talking about, that with that knockout, when people were just randomly going up to people unbeknownst to them and just hauling off and hitting them or punching them, which was terribly scary and a horrible trend. Yeah. And glad that that's not something that we're dealing with a lot these days. Are there areas where a lot of these random attacks are happening more than others, or is it just basically it's happening anywhere in the city and there's just a lot of bad people out there, you can't account for all of them?
Well, there are bad people out there. The city's a big city, and, look, we're seeing the ones. We've seen one in Harlem, an 11-year-old girl. We've seen one in Midtown, Steve Buscemi. We've seen one in Chelsea. They're not in any particular location. This is not like, robbing mailboxes in Queens because of Social Security checks or anything like that. This is pretty much spread out and really unpredictable. It doesn't, the police have great public safety tools. CompStat really helps with normal crime patterns. But this is, if you recall, a couple of months ago, there were assaults on women. And for a little while, we had spikes of crime in the subway. And now we're seeing a lot more cops in the subway stations. I ride them every day, and they're there. This one is resistant to a lot of those things. And
criminals, let's be honest, criminals are shifty. You put more cops in the subway system, they go topside, above ground, and then now all of a sudden you got a problem, on the streets. So how does the NYPD now handle this with these increase in numbers, as we mentioned before, about the uptick in random assaults and whatnot that are street side?
Well, obviously, they look to see if anything's predictable, first of all. Then they take a look at who the people are who commit the crime, see if there's any commonalities. So far, in this case, none of those things really exist. And look, the police are the front line, but let's face it, we have some tears in our social fabric in terms of mental health care and some other things. These are ongoing issues that very often put people on the street who are slightly, or more than slightly, unstable. And Buscemi, though he's a celebrity, he probably had more in common with you and me and everyone who's listening and watching. His head was down. He was on his phone. And if you walk down the street, people are in their bubbles. They don't have their head on a swivel. They don't have attention to their surroundings. So sometimes it's what can you do?
You know, it's funny you should bring that up. You know, my wife's in the city a lot, and, you know, you hear, obviously, people hear the news reports, and you hear some of the, obviously, the more unrealistic reports of, like, the city being this hellscape, and that you're just not safe to walk the streets, which is total garbage. But, I tell my wife, I'm like, well, when you see, take the earbuds out. Don't be looking at the phone. Just do what you would normally do. Just keep your head on a swivel and just be aware of your surroundings. It's kind of like what I tell my kids. And, you know, some things are more preventable than others if you're just paying attention. Like even, you know, you bring up the Steve story, Steve Buscemi, who was punched because he had, not blaming him for looking down at his phone, but, you know, we've got video of the gentleman that they're looking for who was, you know, yelling at himself while walking down the street 2 blocks prior. So it kind of goes to the whole mental health issue that you're talking about. If you're not aware and you don't see somebody coming at you who is yelling at himself, who obviously could potentially be a problem, you know, pay attention, and you're more apt to not being a victim of these random crimes.
Yeah, this wasn't an assault on a celebrity. This was assault on a person. I was in Times Square going up the shuttle, you know, and everybody in front of me yesterday was on their phone. And I'm like, first of all, you can't get around them. Yeah. And second of all, you're like, wait, pay attention.
Exactly. not just because something bad might happen, but you might miss something good too. Richard, great to talk with you. As always, we'll talk with you next week when we can come up with our next conflict to discuss. Good to see you. And you can find all of our conversations with Richard Esposito on our website at cbsnewyork.com.